I think about Tyler Durden in Fight Club. And, it's funny. I saw that film when I was probably in my late teens. I'm 40 now. And I remember watching it again around age 30 and reading the book in my mid 20s. The book is much more sardonic than the film. And it's almost like this parodic exaggeration of what one might call nihilism.
Yeah.
Or you could call it like anarcho-primitivism. There's something there. When you think about the main character who, spoiler alert, is schizophrenic, and essentially it manifests. It's almost like Buddhism manifesting in toxic masculinity. Is maybe the way I would describe the film. But there's a deep understanding of all of the things we're attempting to do with our lives. The activities, the actions, the consumption, the consumerism is making us miserable. There's no inherent meaning in those things. And so when we're talking about nihilism, sometimes we're talking about nothing is inherently meaningful. It's not that everything is meaningless necessarily. That can be one interpretation, but maybe there isn't an inherent purpose or meaning to anything.
Yeah, no, that's true. And bringing Fight Club into it's a very good point. So if we take one of the primary, now here's the funny things. We think of someone like Nietzsche as a nihilist, but he actually wasn't. He was most thinkers that we think are nihilists are attempting to overcome nihilism, but they take it very seriously. So for Nietzsche, nihilism, and he calls it the death of God. I'd love to explore what that phrase means in a minute, but he talks about this experience of the death of God. And one way of describing what he means is an experience in which the way that you make sense of your life begins to collapse. So in Fight Club, this guy who's, got a job, he's buying all the furniture, he's trying to get the perfect life. And then he experiences this kind of sense of meaninglessness, that all of that fades away. This is, you can be experienced or called an experience of the death of God. And Nietzsche argues that we are in a nihilistic world and that we have to experience that loss in order to create something better. So we have to kind of experience the loss of meaning in order to have the courage to enter into something else. And so Fight Club is very much like that. And even, the story that you've told me about your life and the start of the Minimalists, it was a type of death of God experience where all of the way that you were creating meaning in your life suddenly became meaningless. You experienced the lack of potency, and it all dissolved away, and then you set yourself on a new course. So for someone like Nietzsche, human beings have this ability to experience almost like a short circuit, like putting your finger into a socket, short circuiting yourself and reimagining the world and getting yourself onto a new track of cause and effect. So the death of God, or the nihilistic event, is the event in which all of the ways morally and materialistically you've constructed your life, it all dissolves away and you have this radical moment of freedom.